Hi everybody, it's Miss Pruitt, and I just want to introduce myself and let you know that I'll be your teacher this year in AB Calc. So I'm super pumped for the year, and I just wanted you to get to know a little bit about me before we get going. So let's look at some things. All right, so this is just a little bit about me. Those of you that had me last year probably know all this, but we'll review you anyway. That's my fam, and we got my husband and Kevin, so we've been married 26 years. And we got Morgan, who's my girl, who's graduating in December, yay, from nursing school at A&M, and my son is at a sports management major at A&M, and he's a junior. So these are things a little bit about me. I love Rocky movies, hence my dog's name is Rocky, but with an I because she's a girl. But that's my dog. I love Star Wars, I love music, I love to run, I love sports, and of course, you know, I love Matthew McConaughey in addition to my husband. But yeah, all right. So calculus, let's talk AP scores. Last year, with the craziness of Corona at the end of the year, the AP scores were still awesome. If you notice that had a 92% passing rate. And so here's the deal. We're not going to use Corona as an excuse. My goal is always 100%. And that's no different than this year. So please know that we can still do this no matter what happens throughout this year. We just have to work hard and really from day one. And that's the thing you have to realize with the AP test. If you wait until I'll start getting serious about calculus in April, it'll be too late. So you start learning and getting ready for the AP test right now from day one. And I promise you, if you will learn it as we go, and then we're just reviewing at the end, that is much better. And friends, I'm telling you, calculus is so different. It is not like pre-cal where you can study the night before the test and feel like you get it. Many of the questions are not just, I call them robot questions, like questions just like it was on your homework or just like it was on your test. They're going to be different questions, and it's going to be application based. If you don't really, truly understand it, you will not get those points on tests. And I start those questions from the get-go. So please know that. So whatever your goal is for this course, if your goal is a 5, if your goal is a 4, if you're just like, hey, I just want to pass that silly thing, that's great. We can accomplish those goals. And I want our numbers to be very, very high this year as well. Now here's the syllabus. I'm not going to sit here and read this to you because you can read, but the things that I want to just kind of point out. Let's just talk about homework and quizzes. Obviously, y'all are virtual, so it's super important that you check Schoology every day and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing every day. You can see in Schoology how I have it in black. What is in red is something that you actually have to turn in. That may be for a grade or it may not be for a grade. A lot of times that's how I take attendance. So you have to turn in something to me every day for me to take attendance. Friends, you can't be, oh, well, I watched the video and I did all this, but I forgot to do that. No, you have to do everything in the folder. So you have to be responsible. This is a college course. So you have to do what you're supposed to do. So make sure that every day, whatever I have in red, you have submitted so that it counts for your attendance for the day. All the keys are on Schoology, and I really want to point out, I mean, again, you can read this, but how you're to do homework in this course, if you are sitting with the answer key, all the answer keys are posted. If you're sitting with the answer key open and you're just copying down, okay, you're not learning a whole lot. I don't take a ton of homework grades, so just copying is just really doing absolutely nothing. So what I want you to do is you need to work the problems. Don't look at the keys as you're working. Try to look at the worksheet and do everything on the worksheet that you can possibly do. Any questions that you have trouble with, that's what you circle. And you go, man, I need to study questions like this. Then when you finish the worksheet and do what you can, that's when you look at the answer keys. And Well, you look at the bottom really, because first, as you're working, because if you get an answer that's not in the list of answers at the bottom of the worksheet, you know you haven't done it right, so you try it again. But once you've looked at those answers and got what you think, that's when you look at the answer key and see what you're doing wrong. If you still can't get one, you look through my answers and see what you did. Y'all, you can't ask me for every single homework question you had trouble on. You have to be able to look at my answer keys, look at what you're doing, and figuring out where you went wrong. And so that's a major thing that you're going to have to do. I'm not saying you can't ask me about homework. I'm saying watching me over and over doing homework questions doesn't really help you. You've got to get in there, figure out what you're doing wrong, and learning where you get tripped up so you can be aware of that as you take quizzes and tests. So make sure that when you do ask me questions, you ask me, hey, specific ones. In this step, I don't know what you did here, or how did you know to do that, or whatever the case may be. As far as quizzes go, I'll do another video a little bit later. Let's just get through the first week of quizzing and testing policies. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So I'm going to kind of gloss over that part. So we'll get back to that. Problem sessions are a great way for you to study for that AP test. They are AP-like questions, which means they're hard. And we'll be doing those from now until right up until the AP test. That's going to be what helps us study. So if you see that on the calendar, I just wanted you to be aware of what that day entailed. It's basically like a very long quiz. If you were in class, you would have the whole class period to work on it, and then you'd have to turn it in by the end of the class. So if you're virtual, that means you'll be spending, it'll be timed. You'll be spending, the whole 45, 50 minutes working on that problem session. So it's like a glorified quiz, if you will. And again, we have tests, but we will talk about tests a little bit later. Grading, the grading, 80-20, and I put things in the grade book as soon as I have them graded, so you can always be aware of your grade. Obviously with tutoring, and I'm giving the same thing to my on-site kids because you may choose to come back at some point. So I'm doing everything the same, just a little tweaking for you virtual kids. So know that tutoring, obviously you have to get a hold of me for us to tutor. My office hours probably will be around fourth period. That's when I have off. Again, office hours doesn't mean I'm sitting at my desk just waiting for you to email me. I might have to go make copies, or I might have to do this or that, but I certainly am available during that fourth period. So if you need help, that's when you email me even in the morning and say, hey, I'm having some trouble, and I'll get on a Zoom with you during fourth period. If you're available. If you're saying I can't do it during fourth period, then we'll come up with a time that I can meet with you, and I can do a personal Zoom, and we can go over a couple questions. But here's the deal. You have to contact me. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I have 169 students, and whether on site and virtual, I have like 50 something virtual kids. So as much as I would love to, talk with each of you individually and check on you every single day, it's just not possible. And so I am certainly willing to help you, but you have to reach out to me. I would also, I would find a friend. I'm sure you have friends. I would find a calculus friend, whether that be virtual or on site. You're doing the same things. You're doing the same homework the exact same days. So it doesn't have to be another virtual kid. It could be an on-site kid and say, hey, I had trouble with homework number 2. Like, what did you do? Y'all, peer tutoring and talking about math is like super, super helpful. So that is a great thing. So I would definitely do that. Absences, again, basically communication. You need to communicate with me when it comes to absences and UIL stuff. Missed tests, we'll talk about that. Cell phones, well, you're virtual, so you're probably hopefully not on your cell phone as you're learning. You can read the AP philosophy. again, that talks about how there will be different questions on the test and quizzes that you haven't done before. There won't be just like the review. So make sure you really, really, really know stuff. I promise you I've given you the skills for those questions. It's just a matter of you learning those questions and learning it thoroughly to answer those. This next part is like so important. You guys, you're learning at home, and the videos, yes, they're me. So I teach it just like I would teach it in class, but obviously you don't have the questions from other people and that sort of thing. But you have to be disciplined. I hope that if you chose to be virtual, you're the type of student that you are very disciplined to watch the videos. You take good notes. Remember, I do take up notebooks and I will find a way, even if you're like, oh, I'm going to be virtual, so she can't take that up. I will find a way to grade your notebook. All of the notes have to be filled in. All the homeworks have to be filled in for you to get credit for those things. So make sure that you're taking good notes and having everything filled out. And again, let me know if you have trouble. So you just have to be a very responsible student if you're choosing the virtual option. So hopefully you are doing that. So again, you can read everything else I did there. And I just wanted to give you a little brief thing. If you have questions, let me know. I'm super pumped for the year, and we're going to have a great time, and you're going to get that passing grade on the AP test. So just start now from day one, and we'll do it. Okay? See y'all later. Bye.